What's up, YouTube? Alright, so I am getting my grill nice and hot. This morning I am prepping my pizza taquitos for the next couple days. They're a little bit smaller of the shells. You can get the bigger ones, but I got the smaller shells, so I usually have like 2 of them per day. So I'm going to try to see how many I can make. So let me go get my sausage and we will throw it on the grill. Alright, y'all, so this is the sausage that I got. It is the Italian Bob Evans sausage. I was going to get the bigger roll, but I didn't make it to Sam's Club, so I just got this one. But that's good because this will probably make at least 15 taquitos, if not more. Let's get this out here. Alright, and what you want to do is you want to get one of these. And guys, it's annoying sometimes because it gets stuck in between. So you just have to kind of turn this down. See how it gets stuck? You just kind of have to shake it a little bit. And you don't want to have your grill on too high because it'll end up burning it instead of cooking it. I'll let that sit for a minute. What I'm going to do is I'm going to raise that up so that way that's not in my way. I know y'all are probably sitting there saying, just use your fingers. Like, not a lot of people like to use their fingers, especially if somebody else is eating the food. It's just nasty. We're going to let that cook for a minute. I'm going to go and rinse this off, and I'll be back. Alright, y'all, so I got it nice and squeaky clean. Let's go ahead and open this back up. Yes, let me get that nice. Y'all, and I just decided just to make these one day, and I had just the ones that I made with pepperoni, and it was good, and I said, I wonder if I add sausage in it, how it would taste, because some people like sausage with their pizza. So I decided to do that, and it was really good. And you actually can also make which I'm gonna try to maybe do it next weekend, is to do a buffalo chicken taquito. Yeah, this is getting done real nice. Keep everything towards the middle part. Oh, let me lose my sausage. I didn't lose it, y'all. I just went into the tray where the oil goes. Alright, y'all. Let that cook a little bit longer. You never leave this like this outside. You have birds, you have groundhogs, you have raccoons, you have cats, possums, skunks. You don't want their mouth all over this, so I'm going to take this and I'm going to go clean it back off. I'm going to keep it with me until this is fully done. And then I'm going to show you how I prep each one of them. You can do them specifically for certain people. Like if somebody doesn't like sausage, you can make just the pepperoni with the cheese with the pizza sauce. Or if somebody doesn't like pepperoni, you could do vice versa. But I'm going to make all of mine sausage and pepperoni. So what you want to do is you want to take the shell and place it down on your cutting board or wherever you are prepping your food at. Is you put it down on the table, cutting board, whatever, and you put the pizza sauce. Now you could put it all over it. I don't, only because it comes out the sides because I have the smaller smaller tortilla shells. So what you want to do is put the pizza sauce down like in a line, but you want to put it towards like the end of the shell, because when you roll it, it's tucked in when you're rolling it. But you could do it whatever way you feel comfortable doing. But then you put the pepperoni down, and then you'll put the cheese, and then you'll put the sausage. And my secret ingredient that I add in mine is crushed red pepper. Now, if you guys ever remember the old Pizza Hut, they used to have Parmesan and they used to have crushed red pepper sitting at the table. And that's back when they had like the buffets and stuff like that there. Now you kind of pick a seat, and then you have to order your food, and you have to come up and get the food yourself, and then go sit back down. Y'all, a lot has changed. A lot. And then the one guy said, when me and my sister and my brother went in there one day, he said, we don't have any ice. My sister said, well, what do you mean? Like, you have to have ice. How are you supposed to drink your pop? And then he come back and he was like, oh, no, we had ice. We just had, our ice machine was broken and had to be cleaned out because there was mold in it. My sister was like, yeah, I don't want the ice. So he ended up just giving us a pop from in their cooler and just put it into cups for us because it was already cold. But I said, all these restaurants like literally went downhill, y'all. Like restaurants, grocery stores, a lot of places like that went downhill. Ever since, that 1 year, it was like nothing was the same anymore. So, I'm going to let this finish cooking. I'm going to go clean this off. And I will be back. Alright, y'all, so I switched and brought out the spoon now because it's all pretty much broken up already. I'm going to let this cook just a little bit longer. I want to get it a little bit browned just to make sure it's done, because it is pork, so you want to make sure it's done. Make sure it gets all nice and flat here. When I have my container, I'm going to just set it in. I'm going to put my spoon on that. Turn this up just a little bit. I'm going to let it go. So, y'all, little story. I lost my mojo when it comes to cooking. I don't know what it's from. I used to, and the people that are my supporters from day one can vouch for this. Like, I used to cook all the time. All the time. And I think that, like, in the past year, it's just been a lot different to where, like, I don't feel like doing it anymore. Like, every once in a while, I'll get, like, this spark, and I'll want to do it, like today. But there is going to be days that I'm going to be like, I'll just make my food, like, whatever. But I am going to show you some different recipes that I have. I'm going to start next weekend because I might be working 3 days this week instead of 2, so I'm not going to really have that much time to do it during the week. So I'm thinking maybe Friday evening I'll show you buffalo chicken taquitos, and there's a couple other recipes. Like, I want to do mini meatloaves with whatever sides that people want. Like, I usually do mine, when I make meatloaf, I usually do with mashed potatoes on the side, and then I'll just do like mac and cheese or something like that. You know what I mean? Like something that's a simple thing to make, but it's a whole dinner. So Saturday I'm probably going to do meatloaf in the little pans. That way everybody, like, that would want, you could prep them. Everybody that wants their own meatloaf, instead of making this really big meatloaf and everybody cutting slices and taking slices, they literally have their own mini meatloaf. And I will show you guys in the video before I make it. I'll show you the pans that I'm using. My brother gave me a set of pans. Um, so you could do bread loaves or you could do meatloaf, because they're only like maybe like this big. Um, but it's cool. It's enough for somebody to have their own little mini meatloaf and whatever size that they would want to have. Um, because sometimes I like have like family come over or something like that, especially on a Saturday. We'll take turns or whatever, people cooking, or like if we're doing it like at my house, like one week I'll do all the cooking, and then the next week like one of my family members will bring their stuff over and make it here, or whatever. So it's nice. It's nice to be able to do things like that. Yeah, this is about done, y'all. This is about done. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go in the house, and I'm gonna go get my spatula because my spatula will pick up more of it and it won't go all over the place. So let me go grab that and I'll be back. Alright, y'all, so I got everything off the grill, turn it off. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna let this cool down, and then I'm gonna take it in and clean it. And I'm also going to take, because I made some burgers on the grill yesterday, so I'm gonna take all of this stuff off, because I do not believe in using wire brushes. Yes, y'all, it says it's for a grill, but did you ever think, and this is a known fact, that the bristles can come off, the little fine pieces of gristle can come off, and if you're cleaning your grill and not physically wiping it and just using the brush, those bristles are going to be in your mouth. And it's a known fact. Look it up, do the research. There's a lady that actually died after her husband cleaned the grill off with that wire brush, and a bristle went in and cut her, and she died from it. So yes, y'all, it's real. It's real. Turn my grill off. All right, y'all. We'll see you inside. All right, y'all. So I am back in here. I'm about to show you how to prep the pizza taquitos. So these are the shells that I got, y'all. They're not the big ones. You could get the bigger ones, but this time I only got the small ones. And there's no particular side that you put them on. So I got the Del Grosso pizza sauce, and I may have to open up my other one. But this is what I was telling you guys. Whenever you guys put the sauce down, put it going towards the one side, only because, like I said, whenever you're rolling it up, you don't want to have sauce all over your hands and everything. So put the sauce down, and then you're going to take your pepperoni, and you're going to lay them down, and you could put side by side or whatever. I'm just going to do a single one because they're so small, so I'm not going to be able to fit too many on there. So you want to take and put the pepperoni like so, and you could do however much you want. And then you're going to take the mozzarella cheese, and you're going to put that on top as well, just like so. And then you're going to take a little bit of your sausage, and you're going to lay that on top of that. This is the tricky part because, guys, yes, there will be stuff that is going to come out the sides, and that's okay. You want to take and kind of hold the food right here with your fingers, and make sure you're clean, y'all. Don't be having some stank hands trying to make some taquitos. And what you want to do is just tuck and just roll. No, not physically. So there is one of them. And I found out, y'all, that if you put these in the refrigerator, they stay together a lot better. So if you have plans on making one and eating it right away, then obviously, you can't do that. But if you can, just take and pop them in the refrigerator for maybe like 15 minutes if you could wait that long, and they will toughen up and it'll stay together a lot easier. So I'm going to go and get all of these prepped, and then I'll be back to show you what it looks like when I put it in the air fryer.